Hi, I'm Amanda Alexander, and this channel is about inspiring women like me to create a thriving life in their midlife and beyond. Today, I want to share something absolutely fascinating about longevity, stress, and friendship, and why walking could be one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. Let's start with something that I find absolutely fascinating. It's the pattern in the world's blue zones, places where people reputedly live the longest, healthiest lives. These communities really prioritise social connection. In Okinawa, which is an island off the coast of Japan, women maintain social circles called moai. They meet regularly to walk, talk, support each other. And these women live till their 90s, and they have the highest life expectancy for women in the world. This isn't just coincidence. Research shows that strong social connections can impact our lifespan significantly as quitting smoking. And when we combine that with movement, the benefits are even better. And I've experienced this firsthand. Every Friday morning, almost without fail, I meet my friend Beth. We have this routine, and sometimes we meet as early as 7:15. Sometimes we allow ourselves a lie-in, depending on the day, what's going on, 8 or even 9 a.m. But no matter what time we meet, it's always at the same place. We meet at the car park of our local forest, and from there we walk for about an hour. We walk one way and then we just walk back again. And as we walk, we talk. One of us shares our challenges and our wins of the week, and the other listens. It's like a form of coaching, really. We each get our turn talking, and I just think this practice is something that I recommend to all midlife women. And it's not just Beth that I do this with. I walk regularly with a few friends, actually. And recently, one of my mates, Vic, said to me just how great it was just to get things off her chest. You know that feeling, don't you? Just when you just feel heard and you can just talk. It really is great to get things off our chest. And in fact, what we're doing during these walkie-talkies is actually a typical female response to stress, and it's known as the tend and befriend phenomenon. And the science behind why these walking conversations feel so good is absolutely fascinating. When we're stressed, as women, we respond differently from men. The traditional fight or flight response is well known, but women have an additional stress response called this tend and befriend. So let me explain a bit more. So you've probably heard of oxytocin. That's the hormone that's released during childbirth, and when we're breastfeeding, it helps us to bond with our babies, for those of us who've been mums. But it's not just for motherhood. That same hormone, oxytocin, is released when we have these meaningful social connections, particularly with other women. And even the hug from a friend can trigger its release. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Just like these women in Okinawa, when we combine walking with social connection, some powerful things happen in our body. So firstly, there's a physical impact. Walking while talking keeps our blood flowing to our brain. That enhances our cognitive function. In other words, we literally think better while walking. And by the way, there have been studies to show that walking meetings increase our creativity and free-flowing ideas by 60%. So maybe ditch those meetings, those Zoom meetings, for a phone call when you have the chance. But back to the oxytocin, this hormonal effect. We get this dual release of beneficial hormones, endorphins from the physical movement and oxytocin from the social connection. And this combination creates a really powerful stress-reducing effect, more so than either activity by itself. And for us in midlife, it's really important because as we go through menopause, our hormonal systems are already having such huge changes. So boosting this oxytocin through social connection really helps our mood and reduces our stress. In fact, there was a University of Michigan study that found that positive mood connections boost our decision-making abilities and our cognitive functioning. What's really interesting is that social isolation can actually impair our ability to handle complex tasks and decreases our performance. I think that the longevity research about walking and talking is fascinating. When we combine regular social meetings with physical movement, we're not just supporting our emotional health, we're maintaining our bone density, which we need, obviously, don't we, in midlife. We're regulating our blood sugar levels, so walk after a meal is even more bang for your buck. We're getting that lovely vitamin D exposure, maybe, if there's some sunshine. We're supporting our brain health through that increased blood flow and social engagement. Many women I work with say they don't feel they have time for friendships. They might say it's a nice to have rather than a must have in this crazy busy world we live in. But the research is really, really clear, and I don't think it's a luxury. It's an essential for your health. Those women in the blue zones, they're not living longer by accident. They've made this social connection a cornerstone of their lives. Put it this way, we all have to pay. So whether we pay now in time and effort, or whether we pay later in faster declining health, it's a choice we have to make. I know that for me, it's an investment in my own future health, and that's what I'm willing to make time for. However, I am all for baby steps. I am a tiny habits coach after all. So here are a few baby steps to get started. Start small and make your walks sustainable. Choose a friend that you could spend all day chatting with if you had the opportunity, and suggest a weekly meetup. Pick a time that works well for both of you. It might be early morning like it is for me and Beth. It might be before work, it might be lunch break, it might be while dinner is in the oven cooking in the evening. Choose somewhere that's easy for both of you, whether it's a park, a forest trail, or just round the streets. It doesn't matter. Make it simple. The key is to remove any friction, any barriers that might stop you from actually showing up consistently. Just make it easy. Make sure that neither of you has to drive more than 10 minutes to where you're meeting as well. Try to make it regular, a regular thing in your diary. Almost treat it like it's a weekly work meeting that you can't cancel unless you're away. When Beth and I meet, it's kind of an unspoken rule that this is our time. We only cancel, say, if one of us is ill or one of us is away. And I think I speak for both of us in saying that we protect this time really fiercely, I guess. Structure your walk if you like. We find our natural there and back coaching format works brilliantly for us, but you might develop another rhythm. There's no rules here. And sometimes we solve world problems. Other weeks we simply listen and support with challenges we've got. Sometimes we just talk about frivolous stuff, clothes, recipes, holidays, whatever. The beauty of this is in its simplicity. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need expensive memberships or complicated arrangements. You just need a friend, a path, and the commitment to show up. Remember, this isn't just about having a nice chat, although that's certainly part of it. You're actively investing in your physical health, your mental well-being, and your health span, your longevity. Every step, every conversation, every shared laugh, think of it as a compound effect on your overall health and resilience. So here's my invitation to you. Think about one friend you could invite. Start your walkie-talkies. Send that text today, or even better, make a phone call. Set up your first walk. I think your future self will be so glad that you did. I'd love to hear about your experiences with your walkie-talkies. Have you tried it? Do you already do this? Do you have a walking buddy? Do you find it beneficial? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on creating a thriving midlife. Thanks for watching.